everybody, good morning to you. I hope you're having a good day so far. I tell you what, I feel like I've had this month of May covered. I mean, I did the duds, I did the non-beauty related favorites, and now I'm doing the beauty favorites. And as I was sitting here just now, I thought, you know, the products I have picked, particularly the face products, make such a nice little pulled together routine. I thought I would just like do it get ready with me style. Just try them on for you because that's really the best description. Sometimes I lose little descriptions or little tidbits after the fact when I'm sitting here talking about something, but as I'm putting it on, I notice all the things, right? All the reasons why I really love it. And just looking at my little stack here, I don't have a ton of favorites this month. You know I always try to be choosy about it, but when you are testing a lot of things, I think it takes a lot to stand out. And I think everything I've picked as a favorite is absolutely fantastic. So the first thing is my foundation, and it's the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation. Now I've already got my moisturizers, sunscreen, primer on, but I had also put this on, let's see, earlier in the month I was doing a video called like recreating my favorite look on Instagram. I got tons of skin compliments on that picture, and this was the foundation I had on. So I have shown this being applied, but what the heck, it's a favorite. So I have it in light beige. I feel like my eyes look so tired today, like I'm just, it is like 20 after 5 and I've only had one sip of coffee, so that's what we're running on right now. It's just a little too hot to drink. But here's why I think this foundation is working so well for me right now. I feel like there is a good amount of moisture in this foundation, and my skin, with swimming in the pool especially, and I think pregnancy might play into it a little bit too. So you got the chlorine and the sun exposure and the hormones, and that makes for pretty dry skin. Some areas like here and in here, the corner of my eye, and sometimes between my brows, just different places, really, really dry. But this wears so beautifully on my skin. And if you've had this and you're trying to make it work, and maybe it's just like not looking good by day's end, I've said this before and I'll say it again, don't use a full pump. I use half to like what I feel is maybe 2/3 of the way down on the pump, and that tends to be plenty, and it gives me really good coverage. I'm not even sure if I actually got half a pump out there, but it seems like enough at least to get all over the skin. I dot it around, and then I've been blending this in with the good old Beauty Blender, which I would say the main reason why Beauty Blender is a favorite this month is for concealer. So I'll be getting to that. Foundation is nice too. I really like this foundation with it. But if I try different foundations, like I'm not always feeling like it must be used with the Beauty Blender every time, because I'll skip around to a brush, different kinds of brushes, just depending on the formula. But I really like the Beauty Blender with this. And I like getting around my nose really well, getting around my eyes, those areas that I know will show the dryness, like really making sure it's worked into the skin well. It's so funny, actually, how similar this foundation behaves compared to that Hourglass Vanish foundation, because that was another one where amount of product would really dictate whether I had a good wear day with it or a bad wear day. You know, just in terms of looking heavier, looking clingy on the skin, later in the day, looking uneven. This, I know a small amount, again, I wasn't even sure if I got a half pump out there, but it still covers really well on my skin. Of course, I just had to wipe my nose there, so I've rubbed off a little. A top concealer has got to be this e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I feel like I'll experiment with different things, and I'll be content with different kinds of concealers, but I really do love this for its coverage, the minimal amount you have to use. The price tag is really hard to argue with, and I like applying it either with a flat foundation brush because I love the spread of that, or I've enjoyed using my Beauty Blender as well. Sorry, I thought there was something on my lash line there. So I'll put it a little bit here for brightness, a little toward the tip of the nose, around my redness zones. Also, staying power is big with this too. I think it lasts really, really well. Around in here. If I get much drier though, I'm probably going to get back into like my Tarte Creaseless Concealer, you know, the Maracuja, the kind that is now packaged with a doe foot applicator, because that's really just juicy and hydrating. It's super good for dryness around the eyes. I've just been loving using that Beauty Blender to get my concealer taken care of there. Again, using it to help me really press the product in like around my nose. I got a question for you guys. I've discovered a couple new channels lately. What's one of the first things you look for on a person's channel when you've discovered someone new? For me, I look for like a favorites type video or a Q&A video, something that's going to tell me a little bit more about them. I feel like a favorites video tends to tell me a lot, at least about a person's like makeup preferences, what kinds of products are their favorites. It really kind of is a good way to get to know a certain YouTuber. But if you have not found Heather Austin here on YouTube, she is so nice. And I love how she experiments with different products. She really pulls in a lot of different things, sometimes things I wouldn't have even thought to use. She's just sweet and down to earth, and she's got that Mississippi accent. And I just think she's great. I'm gonna link to her channel below. And I just think she's doing a great job with her channel, and I hope she continues to gain viewers and subscribers. She's just very real, very honest, but just sweet, you know? Genuine sweetness is just a good thing to run into randomly on YouTube. So I've got my concealer all patted in, concealer and foundation on. I don't feel like I look overly dry. Like that foundation leaves just a little bit of like natural satiny sheen on the skin. And then I've been using this for, I would say, most of the month. My Fenty powder. I have busted it back out. I have the Pro Filter powder in butter, and I think it was Emily Gemma on Instagram who was using this, like setting her under eye area and whatnot. And I was like, that looks really good. She always looks so smooth and flawless there. Maybe I should be busting out that powder again. So I have been. And I've just been using it to set kind of like under eye T-zone anywhere, tapping out a little bit of product here, and even using the dang beauty blender to put it on, frankly. It feels a little like baking, and you might think, isn't this like way too dry for you? But it's not, I swear. Like, I come away feeling super smooth, and it wears fantastically throughout the day, doesn't look too dry. So yeah, I've been doing it. I've been just setting this area, and then I will kind of dust away any excess. It's kind of a light bake. I think I've referred to this as microwaving before. So I'll do that a little bit with the Beauty Blender, and then maybe pick up a little bit with just my e.l.f. complexion brush and gently set the rest of the face. Like, this foundation I think performs best when I do set it just a little bit, but it doesn't need like a thick layer of powder over it by any means. I feel like this is a really smoothing, kind of lightweight powder actually. The more I use it, the more I kind of feel like it's got a lot of similarities texture-wise to like a Laura Mercier. So if you're loving Laura Mercier, I'm not saying like you must go out and get this Fenty powder, but it's just like, I don't remember liking it as well when I first got it, and it might have just been the combination of products I was pairing it with. Maybe certain things that were too drying, but then this IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation kind of gets in a mix with this, and it's like a perfect formula to kind of wear the two together. So that's what I got going on there. Let's see if the coffee's drinkable yet. Yes. It's always got to be a bit of a slurp at first, right? Because you're just not sure how hot it is. So you can't just go full on like gulp. Got that toasted coconut creamer. Got my coffee that's flavored like Samoa Girl Scout cookies that I found at Big Lots. Woo! Good combo. This, my California in a Box, definitely rediscovered this in a big way prior to my video on makeup for people who don't like doing makeup. And this is seriously a great face product multitasker, or an eye multitasker even. I love this bronzer shade right here, this kind of reddish tone. I'll eventually like mix in the other shade, especially if I'm going kind of down over the chest, larger surface areas. But I really love that other tone that has a little bit of red kind of up around the hairline, warming up my skin. And I am a person who does like doing makeup, so I like the simplicity of this too sometimes. And if you are one who just needs the quick go-to look, I remember setting aside like a little basket of things after one of the girls was born, probably both, and just having like a little go-to get ready basket that I could leave downstairs and get ready anywhere at any time, when time was just so unpredictable in the newborn days. And I'm not saying feel pressured to have makeup on every day that you have a newborn, no, but it's just like if you need to do something, or if you just like, if getting in the makeup routine makes you feel a little more human and normal again, because there's nothing that throws your life for a loop and makes you feel like different and kind of foreign to your surroundings, like throwing an extra baby in the mix. It felt most that way with my first child, you know, that felt the most different. And then with Biddy, it kind of was like, okay, I know this feeling. But to me, you know, I'm a daily makeup user. pleaser, and wearing makeup makes me feel like myself. Going through that little ritual every day is something I enjoy. If it's something that you can't fit in, don't feel bad about it. If it's something you love to do and you really want to fit it in, don't feel bad about that either, you know? It's self-care. Self-care is real, and if you need to, like I said, set aside that little makeup basket where it's handy for you. Maybe put it in your kitchen, put it in your wherever. Have a few things that you know you can throw on quickly without a lot of effort, but it makes you feel a little more alive, a little more present in the moment. Go for it. So I've been on a tangent, not thinking about what I'm doing, and I'm applying that bronzer everywhere. Then sometimes, like if I want to go over more surface area, I don't have a lot of chest showing here, but I'll just kind of dab into both. You know, there's not like a real inferior bronzer here. I just really kind of have gotten into the reddish tone bronzers lately. Then I take my blush brush and I choose one of these blushes. Yesterday I was wearing this, but today I think I'll wear a little bit of this rosy shade. It's so classic. It's so kind of works with anything. Like, I feel like I look tired today. My eyes feel tired, but I pop on a blush and I get color in my cheeks. I mean, I'm telling you, even if you feel like there's still bags under my eyes or there's still a dark circle, what's the use? Put on blush. Get to that place where you're putting on blush and you will just instantly feel better about the look, right? So that's our lovely rosy shade there. I do love the highlight in here. It's very, very pretty, but throughout the whole month, looking a little more big picture, I would say a highlight that I've really gotten into super big time is my strobe light highlighter. It's called the Afterglow, and this is a mini. It came at some point with an Ulta order. They threw this in. I thought, sweet, that's a nice little sample there. Like, it's not tiny, but I pick up a little bit of this highlight, and it's just kind of funny because I've tried some different things throughout the month that have been very like, you saw my duds video. I mean, you know, the little rocks in the jar. We had highlights that were like 65% glitter and stuff, and it just kind of made me really appreciate this more because this is just, it's basic to look at it, but it's fabulous. I mean, look at the glow. I really, really like it. I definitely take the time to like buff it in, get it all worked in there. The glow is so nice. Oh, I'm really feeling it. And again, this is a nice highlight in here, but this has just been like, as far as freestanding highlights go, I love this too. Now this is the Milani and this is the Catrice. I feel like they're kind of on par intensity level, but the Catrice has a little more warmth to it. It's got just a hair. I wouldn't even call it a goldeny highlight, but it's got a hair more gold going on. And the Milani is just super duper brightening. Now there's one extra step that I find myself taking with my look lately. And I know it's kind of extra, and like you would look at this face and say, well, it looks like your face is done. But there's one little extra step that I like to do, and it's the glowy bronzer step. And I've really been loving this one from Dollar General. It's from Believe Beauty. It's the Tahitian Sun shade of the In the Tropics bronzing powder. And this is that great, you know, $5 makeup line that Dollar General is carrying. Did you miss that video I did? It's so interesting. It's very intriguing. I still haven't found the corrector yet. I need to go and search, but this is definitely a satiny, kind of shimmery bronzer, and I love the look of this sheared out, kind of around the hairline and just sort of all over. I'm hitting the top of the nose, you know, I'm hitting the cheek area, and you're like, oh, you just had a finished makeup look there. Just a little bit of added warmth, just freely applied. And if I don't take this step now, I end up doing it at the very end of my face before I get up and walk away. You know, I will throw on a little bit of this bronzer. So this one, this Tahitian Sun, I think is a great option. But if you just have, like, look in your drawer, see, do I have kind of a glowy bronzer sitting around? Too Faced Sun Bunny would be great. Just anything that's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Make sure you're applying it with a big enough brush so it doesn't get too like concentrated and frosty looking on the skin, but it just gives the healthiest little all over glow. I hadn't set aside a special setting spray for this look, so I'm just going to use my Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. Look how low I'm getting on this thing. This is going to be coming empty, isn't it? Oh, that smell. I am so pleased with the way the face looks right now. What I'm going to go ahead and do, since I don't really have a brow favorite, I'm going to take care of that. I'll come back on and do a quick eye look. I think maybe just using that Catrice palette, or maybe my bronzer, like a one shadow look. That could be fun. We'll do something with the eyes since I didn't really have a certain eye palette set aside. And keep on watching because I've got a great lip favorite too. Hey guys, my brows are done, I think. I used this ColourPop. I found it in the bottom of my drawer. I didn't even think I still had this ColourPop brow pencil in Bangin' Brunette, and I feel like it, I don't know, it lays down a lot of product. I'm looking a little intense there. But I'm gonna bust out my Believe compact. Every time I open this, I think of, do you believe in life after love? Just in case anybody needed to know the song that was going through my head right now, that's it. I'm gonna use my little crease brush here with this. Yeah, as soon as I said the words one shadow look, I thought it's happening. I need to try a one shadow look with my bronzer. This is a fine crease color, I can tell you that. I'm kind of in that stage clothing-wise with the pregnancy where, like, I'm definitely seeing a bump. It's definitely affecting certain typical, like, t-shirty things that I might wear. Just anything that might have been slightly close-fitting before is now a little bit like, yeah, do I want to wear that out in public? I'm pulling out some of the maternity, like, t-shirty kind of things, but some of those, like, I wore when I had a much bigger bump. It almost doesn't feel right to be wearing the full-on maternity yet. I don't know. This I'm going to take now with a flat brush, and I'm just going to dab some on the lid. It's still not looking like overboard shimmer, this little bronzer. So I don't think it's ever really going to amount to too much like scary shimmer on your face. You're just wearing this all over if you're not used to a bronzer that has a little sheen. I can't wait to get to a DG again and see if I can find that corrector and maybe a powder to go with it. In case you missed my video about this brand, they do make a peachy corrector, and I can't wait to find that and use it. Okay, so I just got that all over the lid into the crease, kind of looking like two different shades, isn't it? And I think what I may do now at this point is just take a little bit of my Milani highlight and use my little Sigma E47, which I love for kind of around the inner corner stuff, and just give myself a little brightness right in here. Birdies are chirping. Might do a little bit of that highlight just right up under the brow too. This look could not have been easier. Could not be simpler. Just get it really nicely blended out and you've got a super just buffed out easy eye. I need my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight. Just an always favorite. And then I'm going to apply some mascara. I'm going to spare you the time spent doing that because I don't really have a favorite. I'm probably going to use my Pat McGrath even though it drops my curl a little bit throughout the day and it's not a favorite, but it looks good at the start, so we'll do that. Okay gang, eyes are done again with that Pat McGrath mascara. I love the way it looks on my lashes. I know that I could easily open up my next tube of Superhero and be like completely content lash-wise, but I've still got others open that I've kind of committed to using up and trying and figuring out. So this Pat McGrath, I remembered saying at the start, like, I feel like the formula is a bit heavy. I think it looks great on my lashes right away, and then the weight kind of happens. And I thought maybe as I start to use that more, just less product will come out on the brush, and therefore a little lighter amount on the lashes, and maybe I won't have that, but I'm still having it. And also the brush is kind of big, bulky, not tapered at all, and I always end up hitting my lid or somewhere around my eye area with it. So not the biggest fan, but I am the biggest fan of this last thing, my lip favorite. And gosh, this is such an easy, comfy summer look here, but these Kush lip balms from Milk Makeup. Oh my gosh, these are so good. And I like them for a lot of the reasons that I like the Buxom lip balms. They feel kind of cooling. They're very refreshing on the lips. I would say the Buxom Power Plumps maybe are a little closer to being like a lipstick, even though they do feel very balmy, don't get me wrong. If one of these two products was a little closer to a lipstick and one was slightly closer to a lip balm, these are a little more balmy, I feel like. A little heavier on the lip treatment element, but they're kind of weighty. They're a good weight in the hand. They feel luxurious. They've got a magnetic closure, which I just can't stop with. I love it. My two favorite shades are Cannatonic and Plushberry, but there are 4, it appears, that are tinted. They also have one called Green Dragon that's just kind of a clear, but I'm going to try all of the shades on for you so we can just kind of look over everything. This lightest one is called Nug. So here we go. This one gives your lips kind of like a peachy glow, but it's very, very subtle. Like a very gentle goldeny peach vibe. The formula though, Amazing thickness. Not too goopy, not too shiny, not too slick. Definitely less slick feeling compared to a Buxom, but a really nice moisturizing thickness. I don't love this shade so much, but I'm just, you know, talking you through these. I just thought if I'm gonna go on and on about it, maybe everybody wants to see all the colors tried on and you can decide for yourselves what you like. Then this next one is Bubble, and this is kind of like a corally shade. I do like this one. Like, how pretty is that? It's like a soft red. Fiery from the Buxom line. Sorry, I keep coming back to the Buxom, but it's like the closest thing to this because you do have this cooling feel when you apply these. Really nice. But where Fiery from that line is a little bit brighter red, little bit more lipsticky-like red, this is kind of like a soft corally red. Really like that. Mama might have 3 favorites here, actually. And then we have Cannatonic, which is like a soft pink. I was wearing this in an Instagram picture recently. This is so easy. These shades do some work with your natural lip color, whatever it may be. A little bit of that's gonna show through, but it's like gonna give your lips their best look. This is Cannatonic right here. See why I love that so much? That is so easy. That soft pink, how flattering is that? I mean, if you really want to achieve the, I just rolled out of bed, didn't try too hard, but my lips look kind of perfect, Cannatonic for that. And lastly, we have Plushberry here, which is just beautiful. Beautiful berry. Isn't that lovely? Don't you love a little bronze on the skin, a little bronze on the eye, and then a berry lip in the summer? I love that look. Throw on some leopard. Yes! I just adore that. My lips look more pillowy, plump, and soft with one of these on because there is a real thickness happening. They feel so balm-like, but not in a greasy way whatsoever, like the least greasy balm. You notice there's not a lot of shine with these, and so that echoes the texture I'm trying to tell you about. Man, I didn't really like Nug that much, but Bubble was so pretty for like that soft, gentle corally hint of reddish look, and then Cannatonic for the pink, Plushberry for the berry. Just really, really enjoying those a lot right now. Go to low maintenance summer lip balm for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. Do we need a little review here what the favorites were? Enjoying this IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation, my e.l.f. Camo Concealer as well, my Beauty Blender for primarily applying concealer, my Fenty Loose Powder I feel like is wearing so nice for me and looking so good actually all day long, be it around the under eye, extending the wear of product just all over the face. I think it's doing good things for me. My California in the Box for a little face color or some multitasking, and my Believe bronzer from Dollar General of all places. Oh, and my Milani highlighter too. Did I say that? The Kush lip products, and that is that. Thank you again, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.